You mentioned that it's like still small in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of esports brands in the Netherlands yet.
Correct.
Yeah, how do you see that? Do you see that grow?
There's definitely growth. The problem, one of the problems, in my opinion, within Holland is that there's a lot of people who do not do it as a profession. So in Holland, there's a lot of people who say like, okay, I'm a full-time doctor, whatever, and like on the side, I have a hobby which is esports, and this esports thing, I'm gonna make it official, and make it an actual company. But then again, they're still 40 to 50 hours a week a doctor, and then maybe 10 hours a week they have time for their esports team. So if you put it like that, it's just fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but you will never be as big as a team with 12 to 20 employees working full time 40 hours a week into a company, because there's just no time. So you don't have the time and the people to do things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's but it is definitely growing in the Netherlands.
Definitely growing. So that's good.
There are other countries that are about way past us as of right now, like Denmark, Sweden, for example.
Yeah.
Also in education. Yeah. You also do lectures for schools, right?
I do. Yeah. I was here a while ago. I do my lectures on Hogeschool van Amsterdam, HVA. University of Utrecht, I went there. So just here and there, and try to educate, as I said, with what is esports, what is the industry, and what is it like to have an esports company, because that's also a thing.
Yeah, it's because it's kind of a. I'd imagine that if you like, to most people, you'll be like, I own an esports company, this and that. I don't think everyone would immediately get it.
100%.
Definitely older people. How do you explain it to, like, for example, someone that's 60?
So I have a very good way of explaining that, and the way that I explain it really depends on the age. So if I take anyone above, let's say 40, then I will always compare it to soccer, because soccer, aka football, in Holland is just huge. It's the number one sport here. So if I say like, okay, so what is our one-man army? Then I just tell them like, okay, PSV, Ajax, Feyenoord, one of those teams. What they do for soccer, that's what I do for gaming. And then they're like, okay, so you have people under contract and they play a game for you, and they play on professional level, blah blah blah. Yep, exactly that.
Yeah, because my like, for example, my parents, they like on the news, like a Dutch player, he won in Fortnite, for example. And then the shock came to my parents and like grandparents and stuff, like, oh my god, you could like earn serious money in this.
You could earn money with this. This is actually a job for big people.
Yeah. So that's where we're like, oh yeah, there's an extra industry in this.
Yep.
I think that was a big shock for the whole Netherlands, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not a shock, but a wake-up call, definitely. And I think such things need to keep happening, and people need to open their eyes and see what it's like, and try not to shut it off, especially from the rest of the world. Because as you said, like Denmark is good, Sweden is good, Germany is good, but if you go take a look at the States or go to South Korea, that's a whole next level. That is a next level.
Also with mobile gaming, which was a surprise to me. Yeah.
Yep. China, huge. Japan, huge. So and those things that we need to realize here in Holland, what the facts are, and not be like, nah, gaming's not gonna happen. No. 2033 probably, esports the industry is going to be the number one sports industry in the world, and then the number two, soccer, is going to get some ass whooping. Can I say that in here, or do I need to say butt whooping?
No, you can say what you want.
We got
no
ass
problem.
whooping. And the current number. Do you guys know what the current number one is? I think I already spoiled you last time I was here. What is the number one sports industry? National sport of India.
Oh, is it cricket?
Cricket. Yes,
yeah.
Cricket.
Exactly,
number one. Yep. Or at least it was the last time I checked. But yeah, I think in 2033, because there were studies to prove this, then esports will be the number one sports industry in the world. Yep.
That's
so we better wake up.
We better wake up. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I try to tell people. It's I mean, that's, I guess, also why schools are getting an interest in it, because they're like noticing that.
Yeah, very specific interest though.
Yeah, very specific.
Yeah, because they're interested. So I launched a couple of projects, and when I launch a project which says, okay, let's fight gaming addiction, then they're like, yeah, let's fight gaming addiction, because gaming addiction is bad and it destroys all the kids. And if you're like, okay, let's launch a project where gaming can improve certain aspects of the hand-eye coordination and such things, because that's like a huge improvement you can do with gaming. They're like, is this proven? Is this a thing?
Yeah.
They're always very skeptic.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there are of course already studies that suggest that it is good for you in certain skills.
100%.
I still think there needs to be more studies, so that there's more info to show people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, maybe on a school you measure. Okay, I can't pronounce the word. Measure.
Measure.
It didn't load in my head. No problem. Measure like grades or something in a specific like thing that needs analysis, for example, and see if people that do esports or gaming on a serious level like are better at it.
Yeah.
It does already exist, but maybe not that much yet.
Yeah, I think studies are always good. If you have proof of things, it's always good. But what I think is that there needs to be a certain event, and that event could be a certain someone with influence, and I'm not talking about an influencer, but someone with influence who will change the way that people think. So if I put like a crazy something out there, let Mark Rutte tell Nederland that this thing is useful. That's what I mean with someone with influence, or just any known Dutch politician or whatever. Let them think about gaming and let them make a statement, a positive statement, please. But when a person like that takes a statement or makes a clarification about what is what and how does things work, then I think a lot of people over a certain age will listen and will be like, okay, maybe I need to look into this. Maybe I need to read some more, because I think I told you guys last time I was here. I'm going to tell you again. Every week I receive parents in my facility and their kid is like absurdly talented and they refuse to let their kid train, like even for an hour a day, because it is gaming and thus it is addictive and thus it is bad, instead of, hey, this kid is gifted.